Hello, and welcome to Hitchhiker's Guide to Humanity. Today, we're talking about human emotions and how there isn't one that is bad. Okay, so in a lot of spiritual circles, there's this you have to remain high vibe, right? I am a victim of this as well. I remember when I first started going through the spiritual growth that I've gone through, I was like, we have to remain high vibe. And, it all sounded a little generic and fake to me. So I was like, something's off, right? And so I changed my tune on that. And this is coming from somebody who really didn't feel her feelings until her therapist was like, you need to feel your feelings. And I was like, what does that mean? And she's like, you feel your feelings. And I'm like, can you demonstrate? And she's like, okay. When you have a feeling, you feel it. And my sweet little hitchhikers, this was hard. Having to feel my feelings was one of the hardest things I've ever gone through in my life. And in order to do it, I had to separate from my brain into my body. And so my natural inclination when an emotion comes up is, we're going to assign a story to that emotion, right? I'm going to say this emotion means I have shame left over from my childhood, blah, 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 blah. And that is what they call intellectualizing your emotions. And many are probably familiar with that, especially if you are neurodivergent, which yours truly is. And I think it is the evolution of the human. I think everybody's going to be neurodivergent in the future. Okay. You heard it here. I'm kidding. A lot of people have said this. Why do I do that? I get off track. Okay. So I go into my body, and instead of there being a story about that emotion, I allow it to be. I allow the crying to happen. I allow the shame to come, the anger to come, all the things to come without judgment. I accept it as it is, and I try very, very hard not to put words to that emotion. That's what feeling your feelings is. It's like an emotion is a signal that something is off or something is, well, I don't even know, because happy ones, it wouldn't be off. It would be something else, but it tells you something about your body, right? And so if you're always intellectualizing and adding stories to your feelings, you are not feeling them. You are on the surface level of that emotion. You cannot control emotions, no matter what someone tells you. And I've had some people tell me, like, I can control my... No, you can't. What you're doing is compartmentalizing, and you're not actually with the emotion anymore. What you're doing is controlling the story that you have attached to that emotion. You're not controlling the emotion. The emotion is just the signal. And it took me a really long time to learn that. And I'm still learning. Like, I still have this, I still want to compartmentalize and put them in a box and close that box and tape it up and never go back in, right? Like, what? Those are not emotions I want to feel. But here's the thing, when you do that, when you compartmentalize like that and you don't let yourself feel them, it's still there. It's like its little claw comes out of the box and comes to wrap around your neck. And you're like, oh shit, that's right. That shitty ass feeling I felt. What the hell is it doing there? But if you had felt it at the moment it comes in, honored it, it needs no box. There's no box. You know what happens to it? It integrates. It integrates into your body and yourself, and it's there. It's like a part of the family. And so I think it's important that we honor our emotions. And as a Capricorn moon, if anybody's familiar with astrology, that is not the easiest thing for us. If you look up any like top moons to have, Capricorn moons, like at the very fucking bottom, like us and poor Scorpio moons. It's us. It's the two moons that you just don't want because you bury your emotions. And it's not wrong. It's not wrong. I absolutely have done that all of my life. And I've always looked at it like it was a strength, but it was really me surviving. It was me surviving, and I don't have to survive anymore. I'm okay. I'm safe. And so now, what do you do once you know you're safe in your body? You're done attaching stories to your emotions, but yet they still come up. It's like, it's a weird life, I can tell you, because when that emotion comes up, I'll give you an example. When I'm watching something on TV, right? Like a story of like triumph, or let's use Stranger Things as an example. That was the last time I cried, right? Spoiler alert, if you have not watched the end of Stranger Things, turn this off now and then come back once you watch it. Or you could just end it here, or you could, I'm not you, whatever you want to do. So at the end, I remember thinking how nostalgic it was that they were all in that basement and that they were playing the game that started the whole show. There's stuff like that just really gets to me. And it makes me think about my own life, right? Like even watching, well, that wasn't much of a spoiler. You really didn't need to leave. But even watching like romantic comedies or romantic movies, like I always end them and I'm crying, even the corny ones. Because I'm like, it's beautiful that there's love like that, even if it's fake, which, but there's like something really beautiful about it. And then I go on Threads sometimes and I see real stories of people with like, and those are the ones that really get to me. And I allow that now. I allow myself to have that emotion, to believe in that moment that humanity is really good, and that even in this weird dystopian 1984 / Hunger Games world we're living in, that there is beauty in things. Like I saw on my feed this beautiful post about what's her name? Jennifer. And she had this beautiful dress. It was almost like, it was kind of see-through, but it had flowers on it. What's her last name? I never remember it. There's so many Jennifers. You know who I'm talking about. And under it was, attention, ICE is in our apartment complex. We need help. Send help. Like, to try to reconcile those two things is really weird. And the emotions that come up with that there's a lot going on. There's like helplessness because I can't do anything. There's like anger because why the hell is this happening? And then there's anger at like the Golden Globes because how the fuck can you go on and do this stupid parade of dresses and shit for like when there's people in Minneapolis being yanked out of their cars and yanked out of their homes and being murdered? Like, how can we do this? And those emotions are really strong, right? And they definitely have a story. But I go back to what is in my body. What am I feeling about myself and my body that I can control? I am in my room. I have my plants here. My cats are nearby. I am safe in this moment. This is why one of the healthiest things you could do is live in the present moment. And it sounds weird because you're like, what if my present moment is shit? It is. I get that. I get that the present moment is hard to live in when it's shit. But the next moment is an opportunity. So every choice you make makes a new timeline. That is my belief system. And so in that moment, In that present moment, you have all the control. You have all the agency to make your life whatever you want it to be without outside influence. Do I choose this? Do I choose that? Do I react to this? Do I react to that? And this is not to say to bury your head in the sand. We are fighting a revolution. Do not bury your head in the sand. Boycott, protest, march, do your things. We have to do our things. But when you get to a place of peace, and I believe everybody should have that every day, a place of peace, even if it's just 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at night, 10 minutes midday, it doesn't matter. Sit your ass down in a chair with no electronics and close your eyes, allow the energy that is naturally around you to come in and just be. You have no idea how important that is right now, because we need your light, and your light is inside you. And so it's trapped unless you give it space to move, you know? So that's how we can control something in a world that has many things that are being in the chaos that we are living in, no matter what country you're in. It's kind of like controlling the chaos inside you will control the chaos outside you. No matter what, we can't predict or control what happens outside of our bodies. You just can't. But know that you have agency and that you get to decide any type of decision and how you're going to react to it and where you go from here. That is never taken away from you. We may suffer as a society, as humanity, but no one can take away your choice to react, to not react, how you react, and what you do next. That they can't take. That is powerful. Until next time, peace and love to you all.